Watchdog on Wall Street. Chris Markowski sitting right next to us to break down all the big financial stories of the week. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right. Courage Under Fire Award goes out to Ann today.
Thank you.
I remind you not to step into minefields.
Yes.
Okay? Please.
Yeah,
Minefields
be really
with women.
careful when you go
all
to
around
that
you. It's like going on The View. All right, let's break it down here. First, talking about the jobs bill and the moves by Senator Bunning to block it. What'd you think of all this?
Well, it was a different jobs bill when everybody's thinking about it. There's a $15 billion jobs bill that just got pushed through in regards to lowering some of the taxes in regards to hiring people and some other things. What Bunning wanted to do, and this is where everybody really doesn't understand, is he just wanted the bill to be paid for. And he's catching a lot of flack from that. Last month, the Congress passed through pay-as-you-go rules, basically saying if we are going to spend some money, we have to either raise taxes or find some place where it's going to come from. And he just wanted to follow the rule. There's over $500 billion in the stimulus package that hasn't been spent. Why can't we take the $10 billion for that towards that?
Okay, speaking of jobs, so many people desperately seeking employment. A lot of employers now running credit checks, but there are some states that say, hey, we don't think these credit checks are fair.
Well, I can understand that, you know, sometimes you may go to a situation because it remains on your credit report 10 years ago, something might have happened, whatever it may be. But, you know, if you are dealing with a field where it involves money, I mean, would you want your financial advisor, would you want your banker having serious problems with their credit, not being able to pay their bills?
But do you think it continues to hurt the person's debt because all of a sudden maybe it is medical bills, and if they can't get a job, they're never going to be able to pay off what they owe?
No, I understand that. You know, I completely understand that.
Depending on the field.
What you're in, I mean, yeah, obviously, like I said, you don't want ex-felons to be police officers.
Right.
It's the same type of thing. It depends on what field you're in.
Okay, so some fields it would be okay for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about, you know, we talked before about engagement rings, but this particular one was a wealthy man gave a $58,000
Oh, he's dragging me into your minefield now.
I know, I'm going to drag you in.
Drag me down to your world, Andy.
Hey, I
Appreciate
got to have company here, Markowski. $58,000 wedding engagement ring given to a woman. They break off 2 weeks later. He wants the ring back. She says, no, you gave this to me. What's the protocol?
Now this is going to court.
Played. I think the guy was played.
Oh, you think?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, he should return it. Don't you think?
Yeah, because
Oh, yes.
technically it was a promise, and if you don't follow through on the promise, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. She needs to return the bling.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, and legally though, what's the legal thing here? I mean, is there precedent for this?
I think after the marriage, I think that it's a kind of up to the woman whether or not she wants to return that. But I think before they're actually married, I think she has to.
Because sort of like a promissory note.
Yeah.
But I have to say, there are some guys that once they give the ring, they don't want it back. But I think for $60,000, you're going to want that piece of rock
After
back.
2 weeks. I mean, and then you spread the article, saw the demands that she was issuing. You said, we must fly first class, and we must do this, and we must do that. It's like, the guy got lucky off with the $50,000, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, big night, Sundays, Oscars. Now, Jeff Bridges is up for a Best Actor Academy Award. He voices these Hyundai commercials, but they're saying during the Oscars, there's going to be some commercials running, but they're going to pull his voice.
I don't have any problem with that. I understand what the Oscars are trying to do. They don't want to do it. It's obviously a payday that a lot of these actors and actresses aren't going to be able to get. Who wouldn't want to have, you know, one of the top nominees voice over one of their commercials that are being aired during the Oscars? But I got to hand it to the Academy who handles it, that says, you know what, we're going to step back from this. So kudos to them.
Sticking to the rules.
Yes.
Like, which brings us back to our first story with Senator Bunning. Trying to stick to the rules.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for
gentlemen.
Bunning. They made him out to be some sort of evil guy. He was just doing what he was supposed to do.
Okay, and I guess the hypocrisy, though, that some people point out is that hasn't been done with other things in the past, so.
Well, absolutely, but we have to start somewhere, don't we? We have to start paying, you know, our way.
We got so many stories to cover here from the financial world, so we brought in the Watchdog on Wall Street, Chris Markowski, for our financial lightning round.
Hey, good morning, Chris.
Good morning.
All right, so ready? Here we go. Post office, cutting Saturday, cutting 30,000 jobs, adding kiosks, upping the price of postage. Go.
25% reduction in staff over the past 5-6 years. I just find it interesting. We have the post office that's unable to make money. We have the Social Security losing money left and right, yet we want the government to take over health care. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Okay, let's go back to the post office, though. Cutting services, raising prices, how is this going to help? Is it going to help?
Well, they have no
What's the
choice.
problem?
They're losing billions of dollars. You're getting competition from places like FedEx, UPS, various different things. They have no choice but to do this. They're getting a lot of flack, obviously, from the unions. They're also getting flack from direct marketers who want to be able to mail on a regular basis. So I guess we're going to be getting less junk mail.
I think it makes sense, right? Because, I mean, it's like, you know, people used to be blacksmiths. You know, eventually things go out. You know, I mean, we're moving away from the need for the post office, at least to the extent that we've had it in the past.
Quick side note, you know Fred Smith, the guy who invented FedEx, he got a D on his business plan at Yale. No joke.
He did all right for himself, too. All right, let's talk about cash for cockers. President Obama has proposed rebates of up to $3,000 for people that kind of do some upgrades in their homes, making things a little bit more energy efficient. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't think it's a bad thing if you can afford it, but if you think it's going to really, you know, stimulate the overall economy. I mean, if you're someone that's, you know, you're worried about your job, you're worried about your status, you're worried about what's going on, are you going to go out and, you know, put a windmill on the outside of your house? Are you going to start thinking about these things? I think it's nice. I think it sounds great, but I don't really think it's going to have much of an effect.
By the way, very important when you're talking about the cash for caulkers that you say the L.
Caulkers.
That's right.
Gotta be careful with that.
It's talk about energy efficiency. A lot of people struggling with heating bills. Going to be record numbers of people up 15% from last year applying for assistance in paying the heating bill. Is this something that we ought to be directing stimulus funds toward?
Well, I mean, it's better than some of the things that, in my opinion, some of the things that the stimulus package is going towards. It's some direct help out there to people, and there is a lot of assistance programs that are already available. I think people are taking advantage of them, and they need to. I mean, especially this winter when it's been extraordinarily cold. I mean, we live down here in Florida. How many times you turn your heat on a regular basis? I mean, it's unheard of. I got my electric bill last month $700. So you got to be kidding me.
Well, something has to happen because there's 9 million households that aren't going to be able to pay those bills. Let's turn now to sports. Michael Vick. Now, it's pretty much Michael Vick versus the American people. He has a new reality show on BET, but there's a Facebook page encouraging people to write into his sponsors and says, take this show off the air.
He's getting his own reality show, Michael Vick?
Yeah, it's already on BET.
I just read before I came out here, I swear to God, this is no joke, Sarah Palin is pitching a reality show, too. So we got a biblical sign of Armageddon. We got Michael Vick and Sarah Palin with reality show pitches right here.
Everyone gets a reality show these days.
It works. It works. We have to do it. I mean, it's even paid.